Hello, hello. And welcome back to another Coffee with Laura. Thank you as always for attending. You know, I love that. And if you can't attend now, I know you're watching later, which is just as important. Um, as you can see, I'm in a different venue. Yes, I do like football, but ultimately I'm in my brother's childhood room because this weekend we get to celebrate him and his incredible wife and really get to shower them with love. So I'm super excited. But being in my own old childhood home, it got me thinking because anytime you go home, just triggers things. And I was reflecting about my own health journey and my experience with my clients for the last, decade and some. And I realized something that I wish I would have realized before, but one of my clients said something to me yesterday that kind of like hit it on the head. And it's about the mindset that we approach our health with and how we make it harder for ourselves and why. So we get all these rules from magazines, from Google, from high school teachers, you name it, where this is what it takes to be healthy. If you want to look a certain way, I mean, can't you see the magazine right now? Some hot babe with great abs, and it's lose X amount of pounds in blah, blah, blah time, or get the abs you've always wanted by following her secrets. And then it goes on to tell you how many days you should work out, for how long and how hard. I mean, there's literally the saying, no pain, no gain. And don't even get me started with food, but I'm going to start. We feel like eating healthy means eating perfectly, which is impossible. And we feel like anytime that we have something unhealthy, so if you have a cookie or something like that, it's like, ugh, everything I just worked for is now gone. You probably had something along those lines. So what do? We try to control it. We listen to the narratives. Okay, these people worked out for 5 days at, an hour at a time as hard as they possibly could. So if I want to look like that, this is what I have to do. I have to work out 5 times for an hour as hard as I possibly can. And you do. And then you don't get the results. And what do? We blame ourselves. Ugh, I must have not worked out hard enough. This is my fault. So we work out harder. And then you get injured, like me. Or you have your own experience, but it doesn't really take you to where you want to go. And the same thing is with food. And this is what my client was saying to me yesterday. We count everything, we'll weigh it, we look at macros. We actually eat unhealthy in our attempt to be healthy. Well, all along, we've had everything that we've needed. We've just been too afraid to trust it. What am I talking about? Your ever intelligent body. You don't have to think about every breath you take. You don't have to think about every beat your heart makes. You don't have to think about your digestive system digesting or your immune system fighting everything off. Our body is freaking brilliant. It is always working for us. Yet when it comes to being healthy, we don't trust it. So let's separate this into food and movement in general. How do you know when you need to use the restroom? You just know, right? When you got to go, you might be able to signify pressure, this or that, but you probably don't calculate how frequently you're going to need to use the restroom. Or okay, I've eaten this much divided by, the amount of stress I'm under, so I'm going to have to take a poop in 2 hours. We don't really think about it like that. We just know when we got to go and then we go. But when it comes to actually fueling ourselves, that's precisely what we do. We get so busy thinking food, we forget to feel it. We try to track it instead of recognizing and listening to what our body is naturally trying to tell us. We've had the smartest thing that can help us as an individual, like me versus you, like whoever you are, be healthy. For example, cauliflower is a vegetable considered healthy. When I eat it, my stomach does not agree. It does not think it's very healthy. It makes me feel painful. And that's just my stomach. Am I saying that cauliflower isn't healthy? No. It's just not good for my system. It's not healthy for my system. So I had this client who was saying, I wish I would have known just how freeing it was to just pay attention to when I'm actually feeling hungry or when I'm actually feeling full instead of trying to count and weigh the amount of food that I eat. And then it made eating its own type of chore, and eating this way where I'm feeling my food and eating a balanced way, I'm getting full quicker. I'm staying full longer, which puts you into fat burning, which we like. And all in all, like, am I eating more calories at once? Yeah, because I'm having, more balanced plate, but I'm also not snacking and I'm not eating as frequently. So I'm actually eating less overall, but I feel so much better. I wish I just would have known how good it feels to eat balanced and feel better. And I was just like jumping out of my chair, like, yes, this is precisely what I'm trying to say. And she gets it. And that's what I hope you can understand is if you can eat a balanced plate, it's not as much about the macronutrients or the calories in, calories out. They need to be considered. I'm not completely squashing them, but your body will tell you. It all depends on how you consume it. If you consume a whole thing of carbs and then a whole thing of fat at two different sittings, your body is going to want different ratios versus if you consume them together, it's going to want less because your system just works like that. There's a level within our fullness scale called satisfied. And most people don't know how it feels truly because they don't eat balanced. And that's just one side of it. So now let's talk about movement. I have to do this. I should do that. I need to go to the gym. Let's be real. We don't like being told what to do, even by ourselves. And when we should ourselves or have to ourselves or need to, we're just bullying ourselves. And it doesn't work. It's a willpower muscle. But if you work brain forward, you can actually make this a lot easier on yourself. So your second brain, your first brain is all about, breathing, keeping you alive, all those like safety systems. Your second brain is your limbic brain. Your third brain, frontal cortex. That's our smart brain. But the limbic system, that is considered the motivational triad. And if we can get that to work with us, with food, with movement, we don't have the friction of being active. It's actually something we desire to do because it feels good. So you might interpret it through intention, but ultimately the limbic brain, it seeks pleasure, it wants to avoid pain, and it wants to conserve energy. So convenience. So when it comes to moving your body, if you don't like waking up early, but you plan on doing it after work, but no matter how many times you try, it just doesn't work, maybe you're not actually aligning with your limbic system, or maybe you're doing it for the wrong reason. If you're trying to get healthy or lose weight because you have low self-worth or you think little of yourself or you want to be approved by others, that doesn't feel pleasurable to your brain. So that's not going to motivate it to exert energy. But if you want to do it to feel better, your body likes to feel good. And just that simple action makes all the difference. I truly have had the privilege of working with hundreds of clients. And I made the mistake early in my career of let's commit to X amount of workouts, this hard, this long, this eating pattern. Did it work? Like a diet? Yeah. They would lose weight and they couldn't sustain the lifestyle and then they'd gain it back. And I was guilty of that within my own life to myself. And then when this happened and I realized I can just feel food and feel when I need to nourish myself and feel when I don't. and feel when I want to move my body and feel when I don't. And when I honor that, I'm actually healthier and I don't stress about being healthy because my brain, just like yours, we all have this element of our brain, wants to seek pleasure, avoid pain, and conserve energy. So if you have tried to commit to a workout program and you did it, but not for the long haul, or you've tried to commit to a diet and you did it, but not for a long haul. If you've used your willpower muscle and then found yourself on the short end of the stick where you're not getting what you want, you're not working with your brain and you need to kind of Jenga your life, so to speak. Maybe that means you do wake up earlier, which feels really icky, but once you do it, you're like, wow, that feels super empowering. Okay, there might be something here. There might be a better version of your health routine that you're just resistant to trying, that your brain desperately seeks. Instead of trying to force and control, trust the body that has been taking care of you your entire life. Feel what guides you towards healthy. And keep in mind, if you're consuming a lot of, sugary foods, that might make you be like, well, that makes me feel good. Mm, maybe temporarily. Maybe you get that initial spike. But when I say feel good, I mean feel good, as in like the long haul for hours and hours, not that initial like, ooh, that's tasty and feels nice, and to the, ugh, I'm so tired, I feel bloated and I'm exhausted. Boo. If you can focus your intention on feeling good versus fear, which is why we control, you're going to set yourself free. So if you are ready to set yourself free, I am excited to let you know I have a brand new freebie for you guys. It is on my website and it is 4 different types of workouts. All you have to do is sign up and then you will get a new workout emailed to you weekly for 4 weeks. And they're all different modalities, so you can actually try different workouts and see what feels best to your body. And just wait, because there's one with food coming right up. But thank you, as always, for listening and joining. If you like this, please comment below and let me know what your takeaways are. And otherwise, I will see you next week. But remember to be brain forward to make your life easy as possible. Have a good one.